Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for February 6, 2023. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. Now, this is my opinions. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each one there over at cordcuttersnews.com. You can read about them for yourself and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all these stories. Before we get into it though, could you do me a big favor? Could you help us stay informed of what's happening in the world of cord cutting? If you ever see any cord cutting news, breaking events, maybe some new features, new service, something out there that's new and different, send us an email. Go over to cordcuttersnews.com, click on the Contact Us button, and send us an email. We would really appreciate any heads up of any cord cutting related news you may find. Well, with that said, let's dive into it. Start off with, hey, could you help us grow? Could you let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here? If you like what we do, just hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Every Monday through Friday, we break down the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. So, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Just by liking our videos, by hitting that subscribe button, do one or both, YouTube knows to recommend our videos to more people. All right, let's start off today with a deal. Right now, Roku is offering a free month of HBO Max. If you subscribe or buy a Roku and activate it by the end of this month, you can get a subscription for a free month of HBO Max. New customers only for HBO Max on this, but it's a really good deal. If you've been thinking about getting a Roku, this is a good time to do it. Details in the description, but it is only good this month. And it is perfect timing because the Roku Ultra is down, at least when I checked at the time of this recording, to $69.99. That's a really good price. It was at $79. That's another $10 off. Check it out if you're looking to get a really good deal on a Roku Ultra. All right, so is Disney looking at selling Hulu? Now, rumors of what the future of Hulu have been floating around for years. Now, one analyst out there is saying he believes that Roku is considering selling, Roku, that Disney, I just said Roku in the last story, Disney is considering selling Hulu. Now, there's a lot of interesting things here. What does this do for the Hulu content? What does this mean for Disney? Well, we do know that Disney last week announced that, hey, making their streaming services profitable is a main focus of theirs. And there's a lot of things that go into that. They have ESPN Plus, Hotstar, Disney Plus, Hulu, and more, all in different streaming areas and deals. And maybe Disney wants to cut back and focus more heavily on Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, whatever it may be. Be interesting to see how Disney does this. Outside the United States, Hulu content's increasingly been put onto Disney Plus into its own kind of Hotstar area. So what does that mean for Hulu here in the United States? For now, I don't think it means anything. Hulu's with live TV is a very profitable area. Well, I'm not sure how profitable, but very successful streaming service for Disney. And I'm sure they want to keep a lot of focus on it. But it is increasingly seeing that there is a lot of talk about Hulu and others, the future of it. Now, I don't think Disney's decided. I think Disney's looking at all options. If you're a business, you're always considering all options, which does include, sadly, shutting down some things, selling some things, and more. Does that mean they're going to do it? No. Are they considering it? Well, this one analyst believes they are, and that's Rich Greenfield from Lightshed. I hope I said that right. Analyst, great track record covering this industry. We'll see what happens. But speaking of that, Disney is, according to reports from, let me see if I get this right, Bloomberg, shopping around their content. Now, a few years ago when Disney Plus launched, they pulled back all their content, or the vast majority of their content, from partners like Netflix and other places, and said, hey, it's great that you've had this content, but we're going to put it on our own streaming services, whether that be Hulu, whether that be Disney Plus. Disney went around and said, we're just going to pull back rights. Well, now reportedly Disney is considering licensing their content out to other companies out there so that those companies can be able to use Disney products. Now, this very well could, and most likely is, just back catalog content. This is the older stuff, which isn't a bad move. You get people hooked on the older stuff, they want the newer stuff, they go subscribe to your service. Very successful model, very tried and true model with that. So we'll have to see how this all works out. But Disney is out there. They're looking for cash. They want to become profitable. That's what Disney announced last year. Currently, target date is 2024, 2025 for profitability on Disney Plus, for example. They want to move that date up a little bit. And to do that, licensing some of the content out there could help them make that a reality. So what does that mean? We don't know. Could it go to Hulu? or content from Hulu go to Netflix? Possibly. I think that one of the things that Disney needs to really focus in on is the on-demand content that's ad-supported. Putting their content on Pluto TV, Tubi, Crackle, all these other stuff. Striking these deals that allow their content to be ad-supported, discovered, and then drive subscription to other places has been successful for places like Paramount using Pluto TV. Disney does their own one, or does Disney go and partner with Pluto TV? We'll have to wait and see what happens there. All right, let's keep moving along. Oop, there we go. The FTC is reportedly preparing a possible antitrust lawsuit against Amazon. Now, this comes from the Wall Street Journal that they are investigating and strongly considering launching an antitrust lawsuit against Amazon. And there's a couple key areas, and it's how Amazon favors its own products and how it uses seller data, I believe, with that. There's been a lot of complaints around that. Amazon's such a large place that if you're not kind of on it, you're missing out a lot. And now the FTC is looking around and saying, is Amazon misusing their dominance in this market to favor their content over competitors? Much like how Google has faced similar complaints over the years, now Amazon's facing similar complaints in similar ways. Google for years and years was accused of altering search results to favor their content over competitors. Right or wrong, I'm not going to get into that, but that was the accusations. And now it sounds like the FTC is considering similar allegations against Amazon. What do you think? Do you think this is something that FTC should be messing with? Or do you think that, hey, Amazon has their own company, they have their own products, of course they can show their own products over competitors' products on their website? Leave me a comment, let me know. I want to hear from you. What do you think of this? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? I think it'd be interesting to hear what you think down there. All right, you may be saying goodbye to landline phones. AT&T and others are phasing out landline phones. Late last year, the FTC agreed that landline phones will no longer be required. Those old copper lines that go to your home are no longer needed. Instead, AT&T is not getting out of phone business, but they're pushing people over to their VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. If you're familiar with Comcast or Spectrum's phone service, it runs through the internet basically. Now, some of these have fallbacks to cellular, which allows them to work when power goes out, some don't. But increasingly, landline phones are just not that popular. I bought my first house in the 2000s and I have never owned a home phone. I've always just relied on my cell phone. Nowadays, with cell phone towers having generators, so when the power goes out, your cell phone keeps working. Increasingly the need for a landline phone hasn't been there. I think the FTC has recognized that and said, we just don't need this anymore. Now, we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out, but increasingly you're seeing this happen. In the state of Michigan, my home state now, a lot of areas are starting to shut off their old copper networks. They're very expensive to maintain. They're very aging, we'll call it. And they want to focus on their fiber lines. So keep a close eye on that. Do you still pay for a traditional landline phone? Do you not? How long has it been since you've paid for a landline phone? Leave me a comment, let me know. All right, Discovery's new streaming service. Now, we've heard a lot of talk about this. Discovery Plus and HBO Max are going to merge. Originally reported for this summer, there now has been reports that it's actually going to be coming out in the spring of this year, according to The Verge. Now, this is an interesting move. We're going to have to see how this all plays out, but HBO Max and Discovery Plus are going to merge into a single streaming service. Something that we've talked about a lot, that there's too many streaming services. Look for these to merge. Most cord cutters are only paying for 3 to 4 services. With all these services out there, they're just not able to be successful on their own. While Discovery is saying, hey, well, we have these 2 successful, large streaming services. Let's combine them together, give a good deal on them, and then hopefully drive a lot of subscribers. And then hopefully people cross-discover our content. If you were there for HBO, maybe you'll pick up some content from Discovery. If you like Discovery content, maybe there'll be some HBO documentaries or other content that you would like. I actually think this is a great move. I think we're going to see more and more of this in 2023, that people are going to increasingly go and subscribe to or fewer and fewer services as ad-supported services get better, driving these paid services to merge together in order to survive. We'll have to see how that all plays out. All right, speaking of HBO Max will air the episode number 5 of The Last of Us early. So instead of waiting for it to air on Sunday night, HBO Max subscribers will be able to get it Friday night. A really great benefit. They're definitely trying to use this to push subscribers off of the linear cable subscriptions. If you have HBO through Comcast or one of those places, they want you to switch over to HBO Max and then be able to watch your content there. And to do that, they're, I think, smartly using The Last of Us, a really good hit show. I've heard a lot good about it. Have not seen it yet, but kind of busy. But I've been hearing really good reports of it, and they're going to use that to try to drive subscribers. We'll see how it goes. Are you a fan of The Last of Us? Are you excited to get it a few days early on Friday? Leave me a comment. And last deal of the day, Google Pixel 7 and Pixel 6a phones. I absolutely love it. I use a Pixel 7 Pro. Very highly recommended. But they're on sale right now for a limited time, starting at $299. A great deal. Link in the show notes down below. Well, there you go. There are these big stories of the day, of the weekend, really. I'll be back tomorrow with another video here over at cordcuttersnews.com covering all the news over there. So check it out. What you see here is only a fraction of the stories I've posted over there over the weekend. So check out cordcuttersnews.com. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care. Be safe. Have a great day, everybody.